In the ever-evolving world of technology, the next frontier in gaming is rapidly unfolding, and Microsoft is at the forefront with a groundbreaking AI system known as MUSE. This isn't just your average AI, it's an advanced system that doesn't just follow preset rules, but can truly understand the dynamics of how games work. MUSE is shaping the future of virtual worlds, generating game visuals, creating actions, and bringing old games back to life. But how does it work? And why is it such a big deal? Let's dive into the magical world of MUSE and see how it's rewriting the rules of gaming. What is MUSE? A game-changing AI for virtual worlds. MUSE isn't just your ordinary AI. In fact, its official name stands for World and Human Action Model, which is a fancy way of saying it does more than generate visuals. It creates actions that make sense in the context of the game world. Essentially, it understands how a game environment works, including the physics of that world, and can generate gameplay that feels natural. Think of it as the game's brain that knows how to move, act, and interact in a way that a human player would. It's not just about visuals, it's about gameplay. From concept to reality, how MUSE got its start. The story of MUSE began in late 2022 during the global stir created by ChatGPT and the potential for transformer-based AI models. Katja Hoffman, a senior principal research manager at Microsoft Research in Cambridge, UK, started wondering if similar AI models could be used for something much more interactive: video games. The idea wasn't to simply create static images, but to allow an AI to truly understand the nuances of gameplay, like how characters move, how physics works, and how players interact with the game world. This wasn't a simple, wishful thinking exercise. Hoffman and her team had access to tons of data, including gameplay from a game called Bleeding Edge, an online multiplayer title by Ninja Theory. They had over 1 billion images and corresponding controller actions at their disposal. This data was used to train the AI, teaching it how to recognize gameplay and generate new sequences based on real player actions. The outcome? MUSE was born, capable of crafting entirely new gameplay moments as if it were a player sitting behind the controller. How does MUSE work? At its core, MUSE is a transformer-based model. Think of it as a super smart algorithm that can learn patterns. But instead of just analyzing words or images, it understands 3D game environments. MUSE is trained using powerful hardware, like the V100 and H100 GPUs, to process massive amounts of data and produce realistic, fluid gameplay. And while the initial prototypes were grainy and low-res, MUSE has come a long way. Today, it can generate game sequences in 300 by 180 pixel resolution, a massive jump from its earlier 128 by 128 resolution. But the true magic isn't just in the visuals. It's in the way MUSE can take a few seconds of gameplay and extrapolate the next several minutes, perfectly matching the game's natural flow. It can also take controller inputs and simulate how a game would react, all while maintaining the right physics and gameplay logic. That's right, MUSE isn't just making things look pretty, it's making sure everything works like it's supposed to. The big three: consistency, diversity, and persistency. As with any tool, it's the details that make the difference. MUSE is designed to solve 3 major challenges in game development. Consistency. This ensures that the gameplay MUSE generates obeys the internal rules of the game world. You wouldn't want a character walking through walls, right? Or button presses being misinterpreted. MUSE is keen on making sure the AI-generated gameplay stays true to the game's physics and rules. Diversity. It's all about making sure the AI doesn't get stuck in a loop, producing the same scenarios over and over again. Diversity ensures that every gameplay generated is fresh and unpredictable, just like what you'd get from a real player. Persistency. Let's say you add a new character or object to the game world while MUSE is generating gameplay. Persistency means that MUSE can keep that new element around in subsequent frames, ensuring the game world evolves naturally. These three pillars are crucial for game developers. After all, no one wants an AI that can only do one thing or always generates the same world over and over, and certainly, no one wants a game where the AI throws all logic out the window. With MUSE, Microsoft is making sure that game development becomes more reliable and creative. A peek at MUSE in action, real-world applications. But how does this all translate into real-world gaming experiences? Well, MUSE is already showing off what it can do in a demonstration tool called the WAM demonstrator. Developers and game creators can use this to load up frames of bleeding-edge gameplay, or even a single image. And then MUSE will continue generating gameplay sequences that match. This could open up a whole new world of possibilities for game developers. Imagine being able to prototype levels quickly, explore new ideas, or even update and modernize old games. In fact, one of Microsoft's goals with MUSE is to help preserve and revive old games that are no longer playable because the original hardware is obsolete. By feeding MUSE gameplay data, it could potentially recreate the game without needing the original engine. How cool is that? The future of gaming, game prototyping, and AI-powered experiences. The potential applications of MUSE are mind-blowing. For game developers, it's a tool that could streamline prototyping, helping them test new ideas at a much faster pace. For players, it could mean that the world of gaming becomes even more immersive, with AI dynamically adapting to the player's actions in real time. This could even pave the way for new types of games. Imagine an open-world game where the world constantly evolves based on your actions, or a creative sandbox where the AI builds the environment as you play. The opportunities are endless, and the future of gaming is looking brighter than ever. The potential for game preservation? Bringing back the classics. One of the most exciting aspects of MUSE is its potential for game preservation. We've all had that moment where we want to revisit an old classic, but the technology to play it just isn't there anymore. Maybe it's an old game that's no longer compatible with modern systems, or perhaps the original hardware is no longer available. But MUSE could change all of that. With the ability to learn from gameplay data and recreate old games on new platforms, MUSE could make it possible to experience classic games in their original glory without needing the original engine. This is a dream come true for retro gaming enthusiasts who want to play their favorite titles on today's hardware. It's like bringing a piece of gaming history back to life. The skeptics. Will AI replace game developers? While MUSE and other AI advancements are creating a lot of buzz, not everyone is thrilled. There are valid concerns about the potential for AI to replace human jobs in game development. After all, AI can already generate visuals, create gameplay, and understand game logic. Does that mean artists, designers, and level creators will be replaced? According to Dom Matthews, head of Ninja Theory Studio, the goal isn't to replace developers, it's to empower them. MUSE isn't about generating entire games automatically, but about making the development process easier and more efficient. This gives developers more time to focus on the things that truly require human creativity and emotional input, like character design, storytelling, and gameplay balance. Think of it as an assistant that does the tedious work, while developers handle the fun stuff. The future is AI-enhanced gaming. Microsoft's MUSE is an exciting step forward for both the gaming and AI industries. While we're still in the early stages, the potential for MUSE to transform game development and player experiences is undeniable. Whether it's streamlining prototyping, creating more dynamic and immersive worlds, or preserving classic games for future generations, MUSE is paving the way for a new era in gaming. The combination of consistency, diversity, and persistency ensures that MUSE isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. As AI continues to evolve, who knows what new heights it will reach? The future of gaming is looking incredibly bright, and I, for one, can't wait to see what creative magic developers will come up with using MUSE. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into MUSE. If you're as excited about AI taking over the gaming world as I am, don't forget to hit that like button, unless you want the AI to come for you next. Subscribe for more gaming goodness and brainy breakthroughs, and I promise I won't generate any bad content for now. Catch you in the next one, gamers!